What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to go over changes I do think would make Motorfest even better. Now, I do know we're only going to be like 4 months in, so we're probably going to see like more things changing over time, but I do like putting this stuff out there. That way we can have a chance to at least see like changes to make this game, run better for everybody, make things a lot easier, and probably go by quicker when like grinding out stuff or like pretty much anything when it does come to like the overall quality of life of this game. I would also like to know what you guys would like to see in the comments below. This can legit be anything you would like to see that would change in this game to be like a better overall experience for the most part. Now for the first part of this video though, because I will be doing more of these in the future, this is going to go over two different ideas I did have recently. So the first one is going to be pretty simple though. Like, yes, you obviously are going to have lots of parts in your inventory, having blue parts and all kinds of gold parts in your inventory. Now, we do know you can obviously have like one part set per vehicle that you are running. Like, for example, right now in the Noble, I do indeed have a Nitrochemist set active. The thing is, though, you can obviously have different part sets on that same vehicle. So you can, of course, run like a buck set on like a different one than like an XP magnet. And then, probably switch around the sets when you are using them. But one thing I was thinking about, though, guys, imagine if you can lock the gold parts you do have, though. And a good example of this is going to be in Destiny to where you basically lock the exotic. No. And a good example of this, though, is going to be where you can lock the exotics you are running in Destiny. That way you don't, like accidentally delete them. And I would say something like this would end up happening in Motorfest. I've even deleted gold parts I did not want to actually delete. And I ended up hitting the button on accident, of course getting rid of them. We also do know it's probably going to be a small animation for deleting each part, so maybe if you catch it fast enough you might be able to save them. But I would say being able to lock certain parts you might want to switch around, like maybe you're trying out like a different build with like a chemist set. That way you can actually try out different parts to see which perk is the best, or like, try them out to see which one you might end up wanting to run the most often. This can also go for like a fame magnet or like an XP. I always say fame, always because of the crew too, but even if you were using like an XP magnet, maybe you wanted to run like a different chemist perk on there. Same goes for like the buck set as well, so maybe they can have something to where you could lock them. I really do feel like having this option would not only be easy, it would also save the headache of losing a gold part you wanted. Now, the next thing I did want to share here in the part 1 video is going to come down to deleting parts and how they could actually make this easier. Now, I do know I did make older videos going over this because it's probably one of the most requested things ever. We do know deleting parts in this game is going to be like a challenge. Funnily enough, I have been grinding out some races in the hypercar category. I had an insane 100 parts in my like inventory itself. I'm not going to lie, guys, it took me around 15 minutes to delete every single part, which to be honest wasn't as bad as I thought, but even then they could easily make this a lot easier than before. And funnily enough, they can also tie this into having like lock gold parts as well. So if you guys haven't looked at the driver thing to where you can delete parts in the mailbox, for some odd reason, I don't know why they did this, but you can delete every single part with basically a click of a button. Like, it's going to have the option to where you can indeed get rid of the parts with like a single part of a scrap, but you can also select all in that category. As you will see, it like brightens up there. You can then scrap all after that, which obviously gives you like a gross of like the spare parts, and it also gets rid of all of the parts for that matter pretty much instantly. Now, I do feel like something like this would be insanely useful. Like, I have a lot of parts here. Instead of going through each one, you go into this and basically delete all of them. It's not only going to save you that much more time, but my goodness, it's going to be so much easier. I also do not know why there's not going to be anything like that in the game itself to where you can delete the parts in the cars. I really do not know why that's going to be a thing, but being able to lock your gold parts is also going to play a big role in this. Like, for example, let's say you're going through the parts after an event. Oh yeah, I really do want to keep that Nitrochemist part, or like, ooh, I finally got another loot digger, I can try out like a different build. Well, now instead of like selecting all and deleting every single part, including the ones you might have end up wanting, then you can actually lock the gold parts and keep them for like another time, or like, maybe afterwards you don't want them, you can always unlock it and then delete that said part separately. But going through and being able to delete every single part with a click of a button would be so dang easy. Having the exact same system as it is in the mailbox would be amazing, and you would not also have to sit here and delete the parts for like 15 to 20 minutes at a time. It really really is crazy though, because I feel like if these things actually happened in this game, it would not only make the overall experience that much better, but it would probably make so many players that much more happy. That way they don't, waste time deleting an insane amount of parts they might have ended up grinding for. I would also like to know what you guys think about these ideas in the comments below, and do let me know some of your favorite things you would like to see changed in this game, and of course, stay tuned for part 2.